Alright, here we go. Took like no time to set that up. Just change the title. My sister watched the whole 2001 Justice League show.
Justice League Unlimited?
Oh, that one? Yeah, I've
The
seen
one
that
with the
in a
cool
long
intro?
time. I really liked it. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, I really like that one too.
She told me that shows Superman like the most underpowered Superman ever. He's always getting stopped by kryptonite.
That's one
knocked
thing I
out,
hate
captured.
about Superman in like movies or shows. It's
They
like,
have to nerf him a bunch.
it really
What do you
is
do with
just-
this power level?
Except in the
It's just-
well, the DCU actually technically doesn't. That's the one time they well, except in BVS. BVS is the only movie where they nerfed him. His own movie, he was doing pretty he was pretty strong, and in Justice League, he was practically the savior. But in BVS, they just bitched him around with Batman.
But yeah,
and bitched
because
him
of
around
the
with
kryptonite.
Doomsday. And they bitched him around with Doomsday.
Why was
bitched him around
Doomsday in
with a nuke.
BVS?
Like he got hit by a nuke, and I was just like, why the fuck did I send a nuke?
Why would you nuke him?
Yeah, he was doing a good thing, and you just ruin it.
He was punching him into space.
You know, getting him off Earth, something you want him to do, and you nuke him, make him stronger unintentionally, but you make him stronger, and now he's fucking up the city even more.
That nuke had no part in the movie.
There are very few villains that could really give Superman a challenge without the use of kryptonite.
Like, there's only two: Zod and Doomsday.
Yeah.
And to an extent, if you bring Darkseid or Brainiac into the DCU, there you go.
Yeah.
Those are the only two you can bring: Brainiac and Darkseid.
I'd like to see Brainiac.
Yeah. That's one DC villain that's really been under the radar a lot. The only time it's been up is in Injustice 2. That's
He was in Lego Batman 3.
Oh yeah, that. See, I haven't played that one, so.
No, let's make
I played
room
the
for
first. I played 1 and
Steppenwolf.
2, but I haven't played the third one. But he's still pretty under the radar.
So how long do you think until the Marvel Cinematic Universe finally passes its peak? Or are they still on the upwards?
When they're just losing money, like when people are really starting to get sick of it. That's the one time where it's just gonna be like, okay, we should stop.
Pick out a year. When do you think that'll happen?
Like somewhere around the 2040s. I'm calling
2040s.
it.
So
Yeah.
they'll go another 2 decades with successful Marvel movies.
That's it. I'd say they just keep pushing it. But I
At
think
least a
what they
good
should do is
decade.
like they should just do the Star Wars effect. By that I mean stop, wait a decade, wait till people love it, like miss it. They're like, oh, I had so much fun with this movies. Then bring it, because that's the funny part.
Right.
George Lucas unintentionally and Disney unintentionally. Well, Disney actually intentionally, but George Lucas unintentionally made a lot of money with the prequels. Because people like love Star Wars the first 3. Then later, 1999, brought the prequels. People loved them, but soon made fun of them. That they're so bad it's good territory. Then, another 10 years, you know, you get episode 7. More money.
The sequels.
Yeah. So that's what I think they should do with Marvel. Just cut it, and then people will miss the movies, you know. Give it a decade, or give it like 5 years or a decade. And there you go. You got your nostalgia fans back.
So briefly on the subject of Star Wars, do you think after Star Wars Episode 9, after another decade, they'll make another trilogy of Star Wars movies?
I feel like they should just stop.
I thought they were going to stop after prequels. I didn't see them making a sequel trilogy.
Well, it's Disney. George Lucas sold to Disney, and then they just went like, okay, let's pick movies now.
I couldn't, at that point, I didn't even see how they were going to fit in more Star Wars movies. They're going to have some that take place after the original trilogy.
Well, the thing is, Star Wars had like the game, like before that, but when the prequel trilogy was out, like before Disney, it was like the games and the comics, like the Legends, as they call it now. And Legends had made Luke a badass, okay? Like a huge badass who successfully made a Jedi Academy without it failing, and had married someone, you know, had a kid, you know. Han Solo had 3 kids. You know. It was just really great stuff. And then Disney came and said, scrap it, doing our own thing. And then ruined Luke Skywalker.
Really now.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of having a successful Jedi Academy, he had his blow up right in his faces with Kylo Ren.
Mm-hmm. Which kind of makes me go, like, why, like, there's a lot of things that make me go in this movie, like, he's willing to defend, try and change a guy who slaughtered children. One tainted, small dark side. You know what? Let's go with the option of killing it. And then stop. And then have a misunderstanding.
That was a lousy way to kill off Luke in The Last Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he uses his force powers too much and then disappears just like
Instead
that.
of just, you know, going there himself.
He
Just,
gets dusted.
you know, it would have been better if you just wet yourself. It would have been more emotional. But
Wet yourself, yeah.
Like,
I would have respected the scene more. I would have respected
and I was like pulling for Luke to survive. I'm like, there's no way he's gonna die.
And the
Oh, wait.
stupid part was that Carrie Fisher's
What?
dead, and they bring her back, you know.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. So how are they
And
gonna
can't
manage
have
that
her
in the
off-
new
off
movie?
Screen, and then they bring this one girl who doesn't tell anyone the plan, and then they cause almost a mutiny. They almost cause a mutiny.
Because I wanna savor the glory. It's gonna be a surprise plan. Where I'm gonna crash our ship into the Star Destroyer, and it's gonna look awesome.
Even though it would have been more emotional with Admiral Akbar.
It's a trap. Yeah,
It's a
light
trap.
speed.
It could have worked there too. He's like, guess what? It's a trap.
That would have been off tone though if they did that.
It would have been emotional anyway, because people would have been like, oh, there goes the meme.
Although it
Not
would
him
be
saying
nice
it's
to
a trap,
see him.
just you know.
If Akbar survived and was with the crew with Leia and stuff. But
And the stupidest
I mean,
part.
besides the meme, Akbar isn't.
Let's use the Force to defy the laws of astrophysics.
Akbar isn't a very important character. All I had was that line, and that's it.
Hey, let's use the Force to defy the laws of astrophysics and bring myself to the thing, back to the ship, despite the fact that it was blown up from the inside. You know, sucked in the vacuum of space. You know, in the vacuum of space for about what, like what? A good 20 seconds. You would have died of freezing to death. Would have freezed to death by then, or you know. But nope. By the laws of astrophysics, go to the thing, open the door despite the fact space is out there, okay? You open the door, everyone's gonna get sucked in there.
We have to talk about the scene where Leia's in the vacuum of space, uses
That's what
force
I was
powers to
talking
survive.
That's
Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay, let me add to that. Can we mention this edited video on YouTube where she uses her force powers to crash into the Star Destroyer and blow it up?
You know what? Yeah, if you were gonna do that, you might as well have just done that, Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson just might as well have just done that, alright?
I mean, we're already weird enough.
Green milk, am I right?
I would have been fine with Leia not having force powers, and if any force powers, very minimal force powers.
Did, like, it was kind of teased in, well, not teased, it was just kind of like briefly like shown in like what was it called, episode 7, where Han dies, you know, and then she, you know, she feels it through the force and just, you know, sits down, and I'm like, okay, you know what, she still has the force, but just not good at it. But nope.
I'm not gonna use it to be a Jedi. Just has it.
Unlike Legends, where they actually have her become a Jedi. You know, I guess she uses the Force in Legends.
That's not very fitting. At least
It's
that's
not like
what I think.
it's more like she uses it. She has it, and but she's not like a Jedi. You know, she has it.
Oh, I
She
gotcha.
uses it, but she's not like a Jedi.
Right.
She just uses it for the ways it can help her.
Gotcha.
Let's change the subject to Mario. What do you think is the best Mario game?
Oh yeah, video games. Mario game. Yeah, I can jump the gun and say Mario Kart game, but I want to be unique here. Shoot.
I love Galaxy.
Paper Mario games are solid. I put either
I'd
the
say
first,
Super Mario
second
World
one,
is my favorite. I
and
love
the
that.
second one.
Mario was my favorite. But if I had to pick a 3D one, it would be Mario Galaxy.
I have a hard time reminiscing or getting very nostalgic over the classic
Oh no, I'm not
old
nostalgic
Mario
about Mario
games.
World. I'm not really nostalgic about Mario World because I played it recently and I had a really good time. I'd still.
I'm
say-
never nostalgic over any of the older Mario games, like the NES trilogy, 64, Sunshine, Galaxy. Maybe a little bit Galaxy, but any of those Mario games, like major Mario games before Galaxy, I feel next to no nostalgia for.
I just like Mario World. My favorite one.
Right.
No nostalgia added actually, just like it.
I gotcha. There's a lot of secrets there you can get. Like
There's a lot of
you do the little
secrets.
spin jumps that break
Yeah,
blocks
there's a
below
lot of
you.
There's like a lot of secrets. The cape, you know, the one time I think it's the only game that shows up.
Like you can easily skip a chunk of that game if you're going for just the ending run.
If you're trying to do a speed run, the cape, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's so much more to that game. Like there's the
Like the hidden
extra
block.
the hidden block, the special
Hidden
world,
blocks.
the
Star
special
World.
world. Yeah, special world and Star World.
Oh yeah.
That
Or
was
is it
really
Star
good.
Road?
What do you think of the
Star
3D
World.
Mario games? Like 3D 2D, like 3D 2D.
I like 3D World. I never played it.
Mario 64 is getting up. It's showing its age. Mario Sunshine will go down as uniquely one of the greatest Mario 3D games. I think. Galaxy, I think, will maintain its status of that's my favorite 3D Mario game.
Then Odyssey is very, very good at world building.
I need to replay Odyssey to base a better opinion.
I'd say
I
it's
kinda-
really good. It's really up there, honestly.
I enjoyed it too quickly to really get anything out of Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, I think the thing about Odyssey is that it's kind of like Breath of the Wild. You gotta explore. Yeah,
You
you gotta
really gotta take your time and take in the scenery.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
problem that Odyssey has is that there's a lot of like some of the like don't have
But yeah, that's kind of like the Korax in Breath of the Wild, where you're just like, what, why?
just ground pound this random spot on the ground.
Or like that one dude made a joke where like, he's like, look up in the sky and you'll see a taxi, and look up for it in like 10 seconds. It was funny.
Look up to the sky, reading rainbow.
And you get the worst secret ever if you get all the Korok seeds. Get Korok
Oh yeah,
poop.
get a piece of poop. Get a piece of poop.
Way to slap your players in the face for getting
Thanks,
all
Nintendo.
that.
Love it. Love 900 Korax. 900 puzzles quotation. I'm gonna type this in the overworld, just like puzzles.
All caps, all letters spread out, all that goodness.
Yeah, just I'm gonna just do this.
Go nuts.
Jack, are you going for the platinum?
I'm going for the
is.
silver.
Okay.
And knowing these little ring thingies, yeah,
It
have
is.
fun with that.
Yeah,
Puzzle.
I stopped trying for platinum. But I
Just
don't
jump.
know. I just want to beat the game. That's it.
For what? For platinum for what?
For
I'm
Team Sonic.
playing Team Sonic Racing.
No. I have not played Team Sonic Racing.
It's a nice game.
For the budget this game has, it did quite a lot with it. Like, this is a super cheap game to make, and they got the most out of it. If anything, there's some aspects here that I think are better than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
How would you feel if like Sonic Team Racing was just Sonic and Sonic running? Like just them running.
Sonic
instead of
running.
Fox.
Or you'd get Sonic R.
Sonic R.
Yeah, Sonic R, but like, do you think it would work better in this kind of aspect with programming, or no?
Sonic
would-
R that plays better.
it would feel less realistic. As in, if everybody ran on foot, then everybody would be as equally as fast as Sonic.
Which would break the thing where like, wait, Sonic, what the hell are you doing?
Big the cat.
The two speedsters would be Sonic and Shadow, and everyone else would just lag behind reality. But in this game, they'd have to make them all equal up.
That's why you do the cars. That way, you can make the excuse of, oh, they're all in cars, so that way everybody has an equal and fair shot.
I would like to see Sumo Digital make a Sonic Riders.
But speaking of Sonic, best Sonic game.
Sonic Generations? Generations.
Fair.
And Colors is close there.
Mania.
Satsuki.
Mania and Colors.
Colors, Mania, 3 and Knuckle.
I like Sonic. I'm one of those people. I like Sonic Adventure 1. Honestly.
I would say Unleashed, but I need to play it.
Unleashed is pretty good. It's kind of hard to say how it works. Like,
Unleashed.
Well, which version? The Wii or 360?
play the 360 version, okay?
Yeah.
Unleashed isn't a bad game. It's just
It's
not what Sonic fans expected.
Yeah,
and I think that's why it got a bad rap at first.
Because people are like,
It was-
Werehog? What the hell?
Basically.
Wasn't well received when the game came out, but over time everybody has grown to accept it, and everybody's realizing, hey, the Werehog levels aren't that bad.
Just play the 360 version. 'Cause
Right.
in the Wii version, it's just you shaking your controller for the
Unless you
combat.
use
Sega-
the
Sega-
GameCube
Sega.
controller like I
hmm
did.
You'll
I had the
stiffen
Wii
up your
version.
arms and
I had the, actually, you know what? You can play the Wii version. Just get a Nintendo GameCube controller. There you go.
Or the Pro.
That's what I did with Colors. I just had the.
and then the next thing, all you're hearing for that entire time playing Sonic Unleashed on the Wii is the clicking of the GameCube controller shoulder buttons.
I'd rather have clicking than shaking.
Yeah, which is what I did with Colors. I was like, you know what? Screw the
Okay.
remote. Just the GameCube controller, please. Thanks for giving me that option, game.
What about the classic controller? You have the option of using that too, right?
You can use
I
that.
had a GameCube controller.
Yeah, same. I just had a GameCube controller.
I didn't want to go get an accessory. Like, if you have it, use it.
Well, if you were to play Mario World with it, you would have to claw the Y and B button just to run and jump.
Very true.
I'm used to it. I'm really used to it.
For like shooting games
Shooting games,
and Starlink, because I do a bunch of that when I play Starlink. I use it to boost and aim.
there's a game. Well, motion controls can work for specific. Like Mario Galaxy has it good for like shaking. Like Mario Galaxy and Odyssey have it good for like shaking it. You know, for spinning around. What was it that?
Oh.
And like Breath of the Wild has good for shooting too. I'll say it. Like moving in the controller. I'd say shooting.
Gyrating.
is good. So.
I never played the original version of Mario World. I only played the Super Mario Advance on Game Boy Advance version. That's it. I mean, it's basically the same game, though.
Do you think it would be nice if, rather than just in Nintendo games, we have in PlayStation games you can use gyro aiming? So think think of shooting games like single player shooting games like Uncharted. If they had the gyro aiming that Breath of the Wild, Splatoon, those games had,
Oh yeah, because
I think that would add to the experience for those games.
I feel like though that
PS4
should be like an option. I feel like that should be an option.
Yeah.
Doesn't the PS4 controller have like a gyroscope?
It has like a touchpad. Has a
It
touchpad,
does.
but no game has really used it.
But there's
Yeah.
no, but there's no gyro. Like moving the controller does stuff, right?
Well, yeah. There's this Infamous had you like
Mhm.
shaking the controller. There's Infamous Second Son that had you shake the controller, so you can like do that kind
I
of
mean,
stuff.
it means there's a gyro thing included into the PS4 controller. It's just that no game has implemented the use for gyro aiming.
Because they're kind of like scared of it, you know. Because there's
I wouldn't.
a lot of
no,
games are
you're
third party.
you'd
A
be
lot of
scared
games
by it.
are. A lot of games
Yeah.
are third party.
Didn't
So-
God
Oh, right.
War
Super
use
true.
it, though? Like for those
I don't-
parts where you needed like the thing to poke at the wall and like your controller lit up if you were closer to the right spot.
I don't know. I don't
I,
remember.
I don't know if that was gyro or you used the stick for that and the controller just lit
I think
up.
that was the stick. I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
it was the controller.
Okay, just asking. I didn't play it, so
I played it, and it wasn't. It was just you moving the thing around.
okay.
God of War.
That's-
God of War, the 2018 release.
Yeah, I've seen a full playthrough.
However, I don't think it's Game of the Game of the Year.
No.
It is not.
Give it to some MMORPG on PC that nobody's heard of.
Do you guys think that there are too many open world games out? Or maybe my question is like, do you guys think that there are too many games that are just trying to cash in on what's worked for others?
Like
I
multiplayer.
feel like because a lot of them see that it's making money. However, I feel like they should like specific games work for that. Like I said, like the Elder Scrolls and Fallout games work for this. Okay, because one game is a barren wasteland. It's supposed to feel like a war-torn area, and Elder Scrolls or Witcher or Dark Souls, like those are medieval games. It's supposed to feel open, like it's an open concept, like you're supposed to feel in this medieval world. However, a game like God of War, that should not really be open world. I feel like that should not have been, because the open world stuff, it's nice, but I haven't really gone back to anything. I just kind of play through the main story most of the time. Sometimes doing side missions. That's kind of.
Yeah, I think once something gets popular, I think that too many companies try to like cash in on that.
Kind of like the Minecraft thing, you know? A lot of games are trying to like copy what Minecraft did. Some succeeded, like Rust or
Terraria.
yeah, those games. Well, Rust died, but Terraria and Minecraft are still relevant though. They're still holding up. However, a lot of those games died. A lot of those other games died.
Yeah.
We still gotta keep in mind, this is a business after all, and these developers are gonna do whatever's gonna sell the best.
They're just trying to make money. However, EA.
I mean, it's hard to take chances and make something completely different without fear that it might not succeed.
That's true, but you gotta take that chance.
Sometimes you do have to take chances.
It's a 50-50 on that.
Look at Square, the Final Fantasy, the first one. Like they had to take a chance and be like, screw it, we have no other choice, because they were gonna bankrupt if they didn't make Final Fantasy, and they succeeded. Sometimes you have to take that risk.
We just don't see that as often as we used to now.
Oh yeah, nowadays it's just kind of like, let me look at my shelf real quick.
A lot of super safe sequels.
I have No Man's Sky. I don't play it anymore. Let's see.
Well, it got an update that made the game much better.
Yeah, but how many people play it?
Yeah, you're right. The game should have been like that
It
at
should have
launch.
been like that from day one, and people would still be playing it. But no.
Which a lot of games have been getting plagued by. Games getting released that aren't
Good
finished.
example of this failure. Like sorry, I'm bringing Fallout up a lot. I'm sorry I'm bringing this up because you guys don't really
Good.
play it.
I got a little interest in it.
Yeah, but it's a good example. Fallout 76 was this overhyped Fallout online game that was supposed to have that was open world, and as I said, Fallout works with that. However, they just failed at it miserably. For one, there were so many bugs and glitches. It was like not even funny.
Not only that,
didn't
the
work,
same
and,
glitches from Fallout 4.
Yeah, Fallout 4, and they couldn't fix it. They could not fix it because they wouldn't let it. Fallout 4 they could because it was a single player game, but since it's an online game, things are different. And another thing, there's this place called the Dev Room. Like there were so many exploits in the game where you can get infinite everything. And there's this thing called the Dev Room where there's an infinite amount of items of this stuff, okay? And you can just hop in, get all the items, and hop out. That's that. And there was this one dude who played the game for 900 hours fairly, and he was banned because they thought he was cheating for what he did.
Oh, that's some crap.
Yeah, they thought he was cheating because, like, the Bethesda guys, because there was so many cheaters and exploiters with like levels 200 and whatnot that they banned him unfairly.
And the people that made that decision.
Yeah.
Get them out of the studios.
And not to mention the guy who ran the thing overhyped the game to all of this shit. like, they were saying all these studios from Bethesda were helping, when it was clear that they were not. They probably like were just given some insight, like, oh here, do this, or you know, do a little bit of that. That was it. No programming, no nothing. It's probably just some minor hint, like things. And there was a lot of lies for that game. I could go on about that.
And the game looks so promising when we got presented at E3 last year.
Yeah,
Like I was starting to look, I was considering it.
Yeah, Country Roads is played. You know, I like that song.
Like I was sold on the game alone from E3. Like I was about ready to buy it, and then I started hearing about the news.
I was skeptical because Elder Scrolls 6 failed. I mean, Elder Scrolls 6, Elder Scrolls Online failed, and I was really skeptical. So I can't speak today.
It's good. And Wolfenstein 2 didn't top the first Wolfenstein game.
So I'm going off, guys.
Here, how about the Wolfenstein games? You want to get into that? And also made by Bethesda.
They canceled Prey 2 to get Fallout 76 out. That failed. Fallout 76 failed.
Yeah, but have you played the Wolfenstein games? New Order, New Colossus?
I have played a bit of the second, New Colossus. Quite a bit of it. I say it was pretty good.
I played the unrecommended version of PS3 for New Order. I'd recommend you playing that game on PC, or if you got console, PS4. Have yet to play New Colossus. I mean, I can play on Switch if I really wanted to, or what I really should be doing is playing it on PC. Because I got the PC for it.
But yeah, all in all, open world games. Anything else? Anyone else want to speak up on that?
Open world games? Make it for Star Fox. Because Star Fox could sure benefit from an open world game.
Didn't they do it with Star Fox Adventures?
It's kind
of that's a Zelda.
World in the way that we know it now.
Like a Breath of the Wild kind of open world game.
You know.
There's all kinds. It's an open, like, there's all kinds of stuff to do in this big open map.
You mean like a
kind
Mass
of
Effect
world
kind of thing? Do you guys mean like a Mass Effect kind of thing where you can hop in your ship and then?
Yeah, something like that. Would be amazing.
Adventures is a little too streamlined for an open world game as we know them now.
Oh yeah, you know that's fair, because open world games consist of huge world, tedious side missions, you know,
repetitive ones
that
too.
Nobody finishes, and there you go. Open world.
Not all of them are like that, are they?
No, I'm not saying all of them, but that's kind of like what it's, you know,
That's the trend.
that's like the trend.
What's the open world game that does the least amount of that, where they recycle missions? Hard question, I know, but
It is a lot, so there's a lot of games to go over.
I know a lot of people like what was that game? Horizon Zero Dawn, I believe it's called.
Yeah, I heard of that.
I don't know if that was any good, but
I've heard of Witcher 3. Maybe it was Witcher 3 that had like. I think maybe it was Witcher 3 that didn't recycle it. I think you can go. Maybe it's Breath of the Wild. They don't recycle.
yeah, I'm thinking that.
Does Breath of the Wild recycle missions? I don't think it does.
No?
Yeah, there you go.
Alright.
There we go. Problem solved.
Not. And the answer is not too far from home. I was thinking some sort of PlayStation or Xbox game.
Nintendo.
I mean, our home console is Nintendo. Okay. Don't gotta go far for that. Sweet. Now do the same thing with Star Fox, please! You do not know how many years I've been waiting for the Star Fox game. No, I don't count Zero or that remake on the 3DS. I mean like a new Star Fox game.
Because I feel like when I first heard of Star Fox Zero, and when I heard when I was watching Completionist's review, and he went, man, what other than making the same plot over again, and I'm like, dude, are you serious? Nothing new?
No.
Really? The newest thing we have is from the Super Nintendo Classic, Star Fox 2.
Stop
That's
retrending. Don't live in your former glory. You gotta expand on that glory.
I feel like, yeah, that's the one thing I never got.
Gotta one up it.
Because I was like, I've heard so many bad things about it. And
Okay.
one thing that really buzzkilled was the fact that they rehashed the plot. So I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
Almost every game except Adventures, Assault, and Command rehashed the same
Star Fox 2
64
for the SNES
original
Classic.
plot.
Star Fox 2 for the SNES Classic.
Jesus.
They actually managed to release that, but it's just Super Nintendo stuff.
Man. That makes me wish do we have the right developers to make these Star Fox games?
That's the thing. I feel like Nintendo is just kind of like their main stuff is like Mario, Zelda, Pokemon,
Very
Kirby,
safey.
you know. And then you have like the background, like Metroid. Background's like Metroid. They work on Metroid Prime 4. That's like a background.
Metroid was a big.
It was big.
Nintendo.
It was, but now it's kind of been in the back
Yeah.
recently. Because the
Same for Star Fox.
Wii U kind of like Wii U's been getting like the treatment from Metroid like meh, and with the Wii, like it's been like on the low. Because there's 2 games for the Wii, but it's been on like the
It was Prime 3.
and Other M, right?
M, and then
Yeah.
Prime Trilogy, if you count that.
Which is a re-release.
Yeah, which is basically just a compilation of all. And
And,
wrong.
but then now, and then we have Star Fox, which you know,
No Wii game.
not so hot with the 3DS, like the 3DS meh, and like the Zero a mess.
Only one original game in the past 12 years. 2006 Command.
And funny about Star Fox Adventures was supposed to be another different, like a different game. That's what's funny about it. Star Fox Adventures was supposed to be a different Dino game.
Dinosaur Planet.
Yep.
Miyamoto came in and said, put Star Fox in it.
It'll make us more money.
Yeah, it did, actually.
Really good.
I think Adventures
that one
is a
was
game that's
underrated,
holding
though.
well.
Would you guys say
Yeah.
that one was underrated?
Adventures? Yeah. I'd say so. I mean, if you compare it with the other Star Fox games, I mean, if it doesn't have a plot that rehashes the original Star Fox plot, then sure, I'll take it.
I guess I'm gonna get off right now.
Alright.
Yeah, me too.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
Good
See you
talk,
guys.
you guys.
Good talk.
Super good talk.
Maybe talk another time.
Yeah.
See ya.
Good night, everybody.
Then there were 2.
Damn, just like that. Okay.
What?
Just like that.
Just then there were 2. Back on the topic of Star
Okay.
Fox.
I'm a diehard Star Fox fan.
I could.
I've been in like hibernation for how many years, and then I repicked it up interest when I saw a Fox in Space. Have you seen that?
Not really. What was it?
It's this fan little animation, super well done. You should give it a watch if you can. It's called A Fox in Space.
Alright. I remember my Smash Bros. Melee when I had it, like my main was Fox. That was the one thing I remember.
He's the best character. So.
Yeah, he was, but
That's easy to
it was
say.
unintentional. It was unintentional. I didn't know.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, true that.
I never knew tiers.
Right.
So I was just I just picked Fox because I liked him. So,
I had the same case, but with Falco. He's number
my
2.
favorite map was Falco's map, where it was like, it was mainly the music. It was like, it was just my favorite. So I always pick that with Fox and just fight whatever.
So, would you see? You think is it 64 or Melee? Was the Smash Brothers game that got you into Star Fox?
I think it was 64 that I. No, wait. Yeah, so I think 64 had Star Fox. Yeah.
That's a tough question for me to answer, but if I had to answer it honestly, I would have to say Melee.
Wait, what was the question? Sorry, I thought you had... What was the question?
Which Smash Brothers game helped you get into Star Fox?
Oh, it was Melee. No.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought the question was what had it first. I was like, oh, it must have been...
Oh, no.
64.
That question's too easy.
Yeah, I was like, 64? What the hell? We Google it just to make sure. It was like, oh, the other question was that. It was Melee. I haven't played the 64 one.
I was able to play that before Melee, so I was able to start
Brawl.
from the very beginning.
I have not played Brawl.
Never played Brawl?
No.
So you never got to be a part of the hype train,
No.
where they had the Smash Dojo and everything. I was super hyped after all that. Yeah.
But I,
With the dojo, that was like my most anticipated Smash Brothers game. Or that was my most anticipated game during the whole Wii life cycle.
Yeah, my the ones I played were Melee, Wii U version, and Switch.
Not even. Did you say a Wii U and 3DS?
I played Wii U, but not 3DS. I played the Wii U version. Actually, no, I did play 3DS. My friend of mine who had the 3DS said, "Hey, do you wanna try some Smash?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll try it." And I played a bit of Smash on the 3DS.
You know, because smartly, Nintendo had that released before the Wii U version. Imagine if it was flip-flopped where Wii U came out before 3DS. Nobody would be playing the 3DS. I mean, they'll do it portably, but face it, the definitive version of Smash 4 is the Wii U, hands down.
But it was, yeah, you're right. It was smarter to release the 3DS first.
I mean, another thing too, if you're gonna play 3DS Smash, you'd also play it for the Smash Run. Which I'm a little disappointed Smash Run didn't come back in Smash Ultimate in some way. That also somehow reminds me, wouldn't it have been neat if the Switch had Street Pass in the 3DS? That was one of my favorite features from the 3DS was its Street Pass, where you can get information from nearby people's 3DSs.
Yeah. Never really used it much because I never had a 3DS. Well, I did. I do borrow my cousins a lot. So, because I played Link to the Link Between Worlds, and I play the Pokemon games. You know.
Right.
And I got Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, despite me emulating it and beating it on the PC. I emulated it.
All right.
So I already beat it.
Played on an emulator. Gotcha.
The funny part is though, I did like a little neat thing where I have this controller adapter thing, and you can get this thing called, you know, X-Padder for your Xbox, and you can just have it like control specific things. So I was playing on the 360 controller. I was playing Ocarina of Time on the 360 controller. So. Pretty cool.
But with it, you can almost play it as if you're playing a normal version of Ocarina of Time.
Except like the control stick is not in the center, awkwardly.
Yeah. It would be like if you were to play Ocarina of Time with a Switch Pro controller.
I feel like they should port that though. They should port all the Zelda games on the 3DS onto Switch now.
You'd think all the Virtual Console games should be on Switch. I mean, you got them all on the Wii U.
I know. I feel like they should have. I'm not sure why they kind of took it out. What? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure why they took it out.
Big reason is to get the indie games to sell better.
I guess that the indie games, but I feel like they should just bring it back because the indie games are getting. They are getting. They have that stuff.
Yeah, they're selling.
It's not like the indie games aren't being unappreciated. Like people love Shovel Knight, people love Hollow Knight, and you know.
But imagine what those games would be if, say, they're overcrowded by Virtual Console games.
Fair. Because people would just have all their stuff with Zelda NES, Link to the Past, all that stuff, Mario 64.
Definitely want to encourage the masses to try the newer games and not resort to old games.
However, the one thing that surprised me is that it took them. The thing that I actually understand, but kind of made me a little upset, is when they did the Nintendo 64 online, the Nintendo Switch online thing. I understood why it took them a while, because they were probably gonna do it for the Wii U. Yeah, they were probably gonna do it for the Wii U. However, the Wii U flopped, so they just didn't do it because they knew they'd just drive away more people if they did it.
Even more people.
So they just waited for the Switch so they just did the Switch, tested it out. The Switch was a success, and they were just giving it more time. And when time was right, they did Nintendo Switch on.
Yeah. Which I'm hoping, if you have paid online service, will it actually improve the servers? But with Microsoft, that wasn't the case.
Microsoft, PS4, like with Sony and Xbox, you could say that doesn't, like, Gears of War. I've heard that shit failed.
Like paid service did absolutely nothing to improve the online service. It's pretty much Microsoft getting extra money.
And then Sony copied them and
equal work.
Sony copied them, and then Nintendo was probably going to, but just took their time because they knew, like, the Wii was dying. They were making the Wii U. The Wii U came out. The Wii died immediately. Wii U died immediately. And then the Switch came out. Switch a success. Gave it some time. And they did it. So, business, am I right?
Business. Crappy business practices is that. Like, should be doing much more with that.
Let's do it.
I know another company that has crappy business practices. EA. In my household, I have only about 2 EA games.
I have one.
I bought Madden 25 for $3.
That was Star Wars Battlefront. One.
And the other one I got is NBA Live 99, 98, 99 for the N64. Other than that, I avoid EA games like the plague. EA just does the worst job in publishing
Why did they
these
get
games
the Star
by
Wars rights? I don't get it.
releasing glitchy, buggy, unfinished games at launch. Almost with everything that they publish.
Fall. Well, they weren't. They like the Anthem's fall was both BioWare and EA's fault.
Anthem was such a huge disappointment. That would have been a really cool game if that was finished.
They had 7 years, and
7 years.
They had 6 years. They were screwing around. 6 years was pre-production, and then EA was like, "Hey, where's
Shut
our
the
game?"
front door. Damn.
Yeah, EA was
Wow.
like EA was giving BioWare time. They were like, "Hey," like 6 years later, like EA goes, "Hey, where's our game?" And they're like, "Oh, here."
Wow.
They're like, "Oh, here," and they had like one mission, and the CEO of I don't know, like a small mission where you're shooting something, and then the CEO of EA, funny enough, goes and plays, and funny enough, the CEO of EA goes, "This sucks." And
Oh
they go,
my god.
"Oh my god!" Like that's how when you know you fucked up. A casual gamer. Okay, he's most likely not he's not a critique. Clearly, he wants to make money, and the fact that he said this sucks, meaning it, that means you fucked up. Meaning, CEO of EA says this sucks, you fucked up big time. And then the second it goes to the flying section, he's like, "Oh, okay, this is pretty fun." And the funny part is, they were gonna take out the flying section of the game, and the fact that the CEO says the flying is fun, they're like, "Okay, we gotta, you know, put the flying back." And nobody knew what the game was gonna be about. Okay. Nobody knew the game was really going to be about until last year's E3.
Which, when it was presented,
Yep.
we all wanted to think it was an Iron Man game.
Yeah, until it was presented on E3's show. And they were like, "Okay, we got to rush that quickly." So in total, it's partly BioWare and EA. Partly BioWare for screwing around, and partly EA for just not having the eyes to look at them. Because EA was dragging people out and putting them in. Like, they wanted people out to get on FIFA, put people back in for like Anthem, like
Gives a rat's ass about FIFA. Same crap over and over. Just take them. What they should really do with sports games. Now you're on the topic of it. Just make one every 5 years. You don't need to make one every year or so, because there's really just very little things you can do to upgrade a sports game.
Yeah, it's kind of it too. Yeah, it's just the game's just about microtransactions. It's basically what the games are about.
And it's an easy way to make $60 extra
You
every
want to make
year.
extra money with no effort? Release the same game, polish the graphics so small that nobody can notice the difference, and there you go, $1 billion, like that. Because they made $1 billion on their Ultimate Team this year. Well, last year, I don't remember which year. It was either this year or last year. They made $1 billion.
Because the mass media can be stupid at times. They can't just say, for example, buy a copy of Madden, like say Madden 18, and then when they can just keep Madden 18 and then just update the rosters manually for the 2019 season. You don't gotta buy a totally new game just to update your roster. That's what I did back when I had MLB The Show, what, 2009? The 2010 season came along.
Played,
I
EA
updated as much as I could.
I've only ever played sports EA games when I was at my cousin's house, and he had NHL, and I just stopped playing after the first game because I was not good at them. He just destroyed me. I'd be like, okay, I'm just gonna stop. I'm not good at it. You know?
That's
And we
short
play something
story
else.
sports.
We play something else like Cuphead or something.
That's a fun co-op game. I need to
It's
start
really,
playing.
it's really fun and hard. Like it's fun. That's what
I
it
am
is.
criminally
That is what she
holding out on that game.
It's on the Switch now, so.
I got no excuse to not play it now.
Yeah, it's on the Switch now. They ported it recently, like what, like a month or like 2 months ago.
That sounds about right.
So because Microsoft went well, if Sony can port Crash Bandicoot there, then we can port Cuphead there, you know. And then Nintendo was probably like, go ahead guys, don't give a shit, just put, I need games. Like the
Good.
was like, I need games, so go ahead, I don't care. Third party.
Yeah, the Switch does need more games. I mean,
Like third party
let's
welcome
build
Wi-Fi.
an amazing library for the system.
And speaking of yearly games, COD. What do you think of COD?
Haven't bought a COD, not counting Black Ops 3 because I bought that like years after it came out, but the last one I bought at launch, Black Ops 2.
I'm gonna be honest. I can understand why people like COD. I just don't play
Me too.
it. It's like the Fortnite thing. When people hate on it, I go, guys, it's not that bad. The only bad thing is like the loot boxes, okay? That's kind of it. But other
The
than that,
building too.
yeah, but other than that, it's just like it's an okay campaign with fun zombies and all. But the fun zombies are
Oh, Call of Duty. I like talking
Yeah.
about Fortnite.
Oh no, let's talk about COD.
Okay.
No, sorry, yeah, sorry, yeah, it's different sides of the spectrum, but like both.
Fortnite's
both of
annoying
them,
with the
you can say
building and
both-
stuff.
You can say the same about both of them. Like it's a fun game, you know. There's all this stuff, but like Call of Duty, like just remove the loot box. Like the loot boxes are a problem because people keep spending their stuff on it.
Don't buy them.
Don't buy them. Just what happened to earning it? Haven't done it since Modern Warfare 2. People haven't done it since Modern Warfare 2, which is what I've never played Modern Warfare 2. That's what I've heard.
It's a solid multiplayer game when you're not encountering the things that break the game. Commando, one-man army, noob tubes, that fun stuff.
Yeah, but other than that, it's just like I can see why people like these games. They are fun. It's just not my cup of tea. I'll play it sometimes just for fun. Like if a friend's like, "Hey, do you want to play?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." Because it's fun to get a couple shooting things out of the way.
It's like with fast food. It's fun in one short burst, one single one-off session.
Yeah, but if you continually have it, you'll just hate it even more. And yourself, you'll hate it and yourself even more.
It's just not healthy for you.
Yeah, it's not healthy.
Stop eating the
I had
fast
it
food.
With COD, the first game I've only played 2 COD games. Well, I've played some of them like minorly, like the other ones minorly, but major 2 that I've legit owned and played was like COD Ghost. Terrible start, okay?
Oh yeah, terrible. Should have
Terrible
started with the
start.
Black Ops games.
Yeah. Then I had Black Ops 3. which was pretty good. Okay, Black Ops 3 was pretty fun.
Hard to.
Campaign
Well, actually,
was-
it's.
Campaign was like, no, I didn't really like it.
I like the concept of it.
It was alright,
But
but
Very complicated story. I get that.
but I liked Zombies was good. For after Shadows of Evil, it was good. And
Zombies is always solid. I mean, you can complain about how things get too complicated with, you know, they're all having Easter eggs now.
Oh, I don't mind those, honestly. Like, play zombies however you want, honestly. Just do it to survive, do it to do the Easter egg. It's all up to you.
That can be very time consuming too. Like I like some of my zombies maps, you know, like Kino der Toten or some of the Black Ops 1 maps where it's very quick in how you set up.
But like, that's the thing I don't mind about, like, the Easter eggs are just kind of like there for if you want something to do. Okay, if you have the zombies and you want something to do and whatnot. But other than that, zombies is just a good way of game. You know,
That works well with a map like Origins.
if you have a goal to go to round 100, go right on ahead. No one's stopping you.
Go for it.
No one's stopping you, buddy. But they always.
But on a
and same
glitch,
with- and
glitch 5 where you can do that. Stand on top of the starting room table. The zombies will never get you.
the COD
In Black Ops 1.
But with the COD Black Ops 3's online, I had some fun with it. Not gonna lie. I did
Well,
have
when you
some-
got players to play and you're not connecting all the way from the other side of the United States,
It had online.
in a different
problems.
country.
It did have online connection problems, but other than that, I did have a good time with it. But I just after a couple months, I just quit. Even during that couple months, I just cut to another game and then go back to it. I didn't have a huge COD phase. I was kind of in my age, I was kind of late to that party, so I was just not into it.
If anything, the multiplayer is best enjoyed once there's a big enough player base. Because if you have a big enough player base, you know, the more players that are playing, you can get better connectivity. That you're not connecting from across the world.
Right. I'd say it's best if you're playing with friends and you have good good lobby. So that's it.
Yeah,
Friends, lobby, there you go. Done deal.
good lobby with enough players that are close to you geographically.
Yeah.
That's my problem. If you're to play Black Ops 3 on PC right now, there's just not enough people playing on Black Ops 3 PC.
That's
So
the
that
thing,
makes for a very ill-fated connection game.
that's what's funny about the COD games though. When it comes to PC, I don't see a lot of people playing it. When it comes down to online and the consoles, people play it still. It's still even COD Ghost. I went Black Ops what was it? Black Ops 3 was out by then, which was 2 CODs after. Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3 were both out by then, but people were still playing COD Ghost. Funny enough. So I was like, oh, okay. And the reason why I played COD Ghost on I was playing an Xbox One because another guy this dude brought an Xbox One and we had COD Ghost out. And me and this dude were just talking. Okay, we were just regular me and you talk. We were just having a regular conversation. And I didn't realize that I used to suck at the game, but I was randomly killing everybody. I was doing so good. So I think the secret was I just need to talk to someone and I'll just be good at this shit.
I actually had that experience when I played Black Ops 2 one time. I remember getting one of the higher kill streaks while I was talking to that one friend. So yeah, I'm with you on that. But everything you said about Ghosts and its player base, you can also apply that to Black Ops 1. I think if you were to log on to Xbox One,
yeah, I agree with you. The past,
there's a lot of players they still play Black Ops 1.
They still play a lot.
There's still a lot of players.
There's still a lot of players who go back and play Black Ops 2 and
A lot of bad players that play Black Ops 1, so it's easy to get a super good match where you drop about 2 chopper gunners, several blackbirds, and attack dogs.
Which, that's what I respect about the COD fan base, That's something I respect, that they still are, going back and playing the others. They may get mad at times and call you out.
Get a little hypocritical.
But I respect them for, going back and playing their games.
Yep.
Which you don't see in a lot of online games. You don't see that a lot.
Yeah, the dedication. Sticking to that one Call of Duty.
You can see that in Halo though. Sometimes in Halo you can see that.
Gosh, I forgot all about Halo.
Yeah, that's a game you can see. But
Like, if you're gonna enjoy Halo, you gotta be living in the year 2010 or 2012.
you have to be in Halo 3, dude. In order to enjoy Halo, you gotta be in Halo 3. Because Halo 4 was probably like, people were like, no, Halo Reach. That's right, you gotta be in Halo Reach, not Halo 3. Halo
I grew up playing Halo Reach mainly at a friend's house.
So I forgot about that. I forgot about Halo Reach because I was like, oh yeah, that Halo Reach was like the last best one. The last best one.
Well, 4 had some good moments. I thought that was okay. But yeah, Reach had the better experience.
Which is, yeah.
You know, how about so there's the era with Halo Reach, Halo 3, but what about the original Halo games, you know, like 1 and 2? How those stack up compared to those other Halo games?
You know what? If I have to say, Halo 1, I think it still stacks up on its like campaign. I think it stacks up on its campaign.
Campaign.
Like it's still a fun shooter to play if you're playing on heroic or legendary, you know. And like video game, I'm not gonna just take credit for saying that. Like Video Game Donkey said that, and I was like, you know what? I gotta agree on that one. You know, go back
play it on
heroic and legendary.
On that difficulty.
Yeah, and you'll enjoy a good shooter. And Halo 2, I don't know much about Halo. That's one thing I'm like, I don't know.
It's multiplayer. It was regarded as the best multiplayer experience for the original Xbox.
Then there, I think people are probably still playing it then, if it's online. If people
discontinued.
Okay, then never mind. Then
discontinued back in.
I don't know about it.
Back in 2010.
If it did not discontinue, then it probably would have been out.
Which I think there's some fan-made servers for Halo 2 that are still playing it. Plus you got the remastered Halo Remastered Collection where you can play Halo 2 in some capacity on the current Xbox Live. But I tell you,
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking through Discord servers,
Sure.
alright? And I was just kind of like browsing through, and I realized this server has my name as Revcolo, and the other one has my name as Revcola. So
that's I can see that throwing you off.
yeah.
But I skipped out on this current generation of consoles. I didn't get an Xbox One nor a PS4.
You know what?
I think the one thing stopping me is if this Avengers game that's going to come out on PS4, if that's going to be super good and the game I'm exactly thinking about, if it's going to turn out to be.
You know what? A lot of people do that. A lot of people do skip generations of games. You know, in consoles. You know,
I barely.
You hopped on the Switch then, didn't you? Did you just hop on the Wii or Switch?
I mainly stayed with the Nintendo systems, but looking at the PlayStation, Xbox side of the gaming market, yeah, I don't have a system for that generation.
Yeah.
The way I see it, it's Nintendo and every other publisher and developer, being Microsoft and Sony. So I really don't
with Sony and
put
Microsoft,
Nintendo
though, they don't really
part of that.
Yeah, you go first. Sorry.
Oh, I was just wrapping up something I said.
Yeah. Okay. Like with Sony and Microsoft, it's kind of like what's it called? Like they don't have a lot of first party. Well, not like Nintendo. Like with Microsoft, you could just say Halo.
They're relying on third-party titles.
Yeah, but okay. Oh, then yeah, because Bungie. Whoops.
Bungie, Activision, EA, Bethesda,
All that stuff. You got all.
Yeah, those developers that make the big name games for the Xbox and PlayStation every year.
And there's like the underdogs. Where I have to say like what's it called? The underdog I have to say is Ninja. It was Team Ninja. Yeah, Team Ninja. Team Ninja made like Ninja Gaiden. Hyrule Warriors. They helped with Hyrule Warriors.
Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, that stuff. So I give credit for Team Ninja.
And they got some up and coming developers like Atlas with their Persona games and Insomniac with Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, that stuff. That good stuff. What was it? Who was the
I just
company
finished a
that
Let's
made-
Play for Persona 5. Gotta say, amazing story. I
yeah,
can't
you
say
did
too much
channel?
about the gameplay. I skipped out on most of the gameplay for Persona 5.
You have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I gotta be asking if I got a YouTube channel.
I just noticed. You're an admin. Remember? Oh.
I mean, I didn't Let's
noticed.
Play. I didn't Let's Play Persona 5. I
noticed
watched
you did.
somebody.
I noticed your name.
I watched a Let's Play of Persona 5.
Mm.
Persona 5. That's an 100-hour game.
How many
It
people are
takes
watching
quite a
stream?
while to finish that. Nobody.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my view count. It's just one person, which is me watching my own stream, monitoring it, making sure it's running. I just now got back into streaming or doing some form of update on my channel, whether it be an upload or a stream. Like I've been focused so much on work that I kind of got out of doing YouTube work for my channel.
Yeah, I've been trying to get back on YouTube. But back on, like, yeah, like back on just to. I was trying to just make some like conversations. Like, I just want to like have a YouTube channel. Like it's kind of podcasty, but I just feel like
I'd
I
like
really
to
got stuff
get
to
into
do.
that market, make some podcasts, talk about some interesting things.
Which is something I feel like we could do.
Heck yeah, I'm down for it. Get Ryu and TJ back in for that.
Yeah, I
Get
feel
some
like
of
a
those.
podcast with the four of us could work.
Oh yeah. We'll definitely have another discussion like this after E3.
Oh yeah.
Talk about things that we reflect on this podcast, what we got right, what we got wrong in our predictions.
Oh yeah.
Make bingo cards. That's something I'm seeing a lot more of now. Definitely something I should make myself. Did I mention this idea I have for how they can make another F-Zero game? Instead of making a new one, which I'm agreeing with Shigeru Miyamoto on this, but there's really not much you can do in terms of new concepts for F-Zero. So that's why what I'm thinking what they should do is they port F-Zero GX to the Switch. Now, how they get it over the Switch, they take it a step further and making the game free to play, kind of like Tetris 99. In that the game's a 30-player racing game. It's free to play from the Nintendo Switch Online.
You know what? That would. I'd agree with that.
It sure would work because you know it would throw the question out the window of if you want to buy an F-Zero game, like you don't have to worry about spending money or any of that.
Yeah, it's not like
just try the game
this
right then and there.
It's like, yeah, this game kind of Falco, it's money, and I feel like buying Mario, and but if you have free play with that, and you're just like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna try it, and then people get more drawn into it. You got yourself a business, you got yourself a new market open.
Because before they stopped making F-Zero games, that's been their biggest struggle, is getting F-Zero GX and the Game Boy F-Zero games to sell. So making it free to play, that helps things out a ton.
Because people are already into like Kirby, Pokemon, Mario, Zelda, Metroid. What was that one? Star Fox.
And
Like,
if
people are just trying to wait for Star
Yeah.
Fox. So it's kind of like when it comes to F-Zero, it's kind of like fading. It's like it's still got that small thing, but it's slowly fading away. And they gotta, if they want to bring it back, what you said would help a big way.
Do it for Star Fox as well. Make it
Yeah,
some
if they
sort
have
of
if they do something similar with Star Fox. However, could work if like either way it could work or whatever they do. Like they just have to make something really good. Really good.
And if it's successful, then they can go back and do some DLC. Like with Tetris 99, that's successful. And now they're making the big block DLC where you can download some skins. You can download the marathon and the computer player mode. I mean, that's not a very valuable DLC, but you know, as an example.
Oh yeah.
Doing this piece of crap ring mission.
Long
Hate these ring
story short,
missions.
I feel like I could do a podcast. I just need people.
You need the cast.
I need people, and my close friends, like, like they're not like good for talking. Like,
Well, let me
they're
tell
like
you.
joking around and whatnot, but they're not good.
I like to help you find that cast.
Yeah. But I think you guys, like you and TJ, and and we're pretty good at that.
Oh yeah, I
TJ
love
was good at
discussing
like
this kind
throwing
of stuff.
Like TJ was good at like throwing something, and we just
Throwing
talked about it.
something.
Yeah.
The kind of throwing when you get pissed in the game. You throw your controller.
Like throwing the topics for that man.
Yeah. I just want to emphasize that part.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Of Pokemon? Have you played a Pokemon game?
Last one I played, the original Sun and Moon. Skipped out on Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
I have not played. The games I've not played was Pearl, like the 4th generation and the 7th generation. Those are the only ones I've not played.
I've not played Gen 1, 2, emulated 3, and 4, but I own, I bought Platinum. Gen 5's my favorite. Gen 6 only played Aurus, not X and Y. At least not fully. Gen 7 Sun and Moon. Did not play Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee.
I've played every single one except those ones I just said. Actually, I've played 4th gen, just haven't finished it.
4th Gen is too slow. If you were to play Diamond and Pearl, Platinum does speed it up a little bit, but
I feel like I
it's
could
still
play it
slow.
if they remake it. I feel like I could play it.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, what do you think of Sword of Shield? What did you think of it?
I still think that the title that they came up for the game is unbearably laughable. Sword and Shield? Are you
Don't they
kidding
have a
me?
Pokemon that is already like a Sword and Shield? With
Which is bad enough. Well, then again, even from the very beginning, Pokemon have always been very uncreative. Like, you go back to Gen 1, there's some
like
very
red, blue,
generic,
yellow, next gen.
some very
Gold,
generic
silver,
designs in Kanto.
Gold, silver, crystal, next gen, ruby, sapphire, emerald, next gen, pearl, diamond, platinum, next gen. I'm skipping the remakes, so.
Hey, when they started naming the games after gems, I thought that was pretty creative. With a little formulaic.
Yeah, then it was black, white, black 2, white 2.
Back to the colors.
Yeah, then Gen 6 XY, which was like, I feel like that was the stupidest one. XY? What the fuck?
X sounded cool, but then
Y
then
was
they have
just
Y
like,
as the counter.
and then they were gonna make Z. There was this one girl, this one commentary girl.
Pokemon Zero and X.
Yeah, no, she was just constantly defending like, there's good. Just wait for Pokemon Z. We'll get more emphasis on the characters, and it never came out. So her entire argument of waiting for Pokemon Z never followed through. So
The third version thing died after
Black
after Gen 4. Like it
No,
stopped
Gen
with
4 had
Gen
Platinum.
5.
Gen 4 had Platinum, so Gen 5 killed it.
It
Then-
had sequels, but didn't really feel like a extension. Kind of
Just
felt
like
like
a-
its own game. And
Well, they just need something to
somehow.
extend the anime. Like with the anime, they always throw something out, just extend it. You know. And then what was it called? Then they threw Sun and Moon and Sun and Ultra Moon, and then they threw.
Okay,
And here come the
that
remix.
got
Then the remix.
lousy.
Yeah, then the remix for Fire Red, Leaf Green. Then it was
I thought that was well
Heart
needed.
Gold, yeah, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Then it was Omega
Inevitably,
Ruby, Alpha
they're gonna make a
Sapphire.
remake for Sinnoh.
It was Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. And then it was Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee.
If anything, if you want to, here's the thing about Gen 4. The DS is still too accessible for them to remake it, because think about there's not much of a hassle for you to go back to Gen 4 Pokemon games, and if you need to, transfer any Pokemon from those games. Because here's the thing with the remakes. The only reason they remade Kanto and Johto is that you couldn't transfer the original Game Boy Pokemon over to your DS. Because the earliest Pokemon you can transfer is all the way back from Gen 3, where you can link your Game Boy Advance to a DS and transfer it that way. You could never transfer an original Game Boy Pokemon to a Game Boy Advance Pokemon. So seeing as there's not much of a hassle to transfer Sinnoh Pokemon over to current gen Pokemon game, that really hurts any chance of there being a remake for Sinnoh anytime soon.
I guess
And why they haven't done it. If they're gonna do it, they would have done it already. It took me that long to say that.
What was it called? God. Nope, I remembered. No, I randomly forgot.
That was a pretty good point,
I
though.
remembered now. Okay, so I guess the only change a bit of it was like the only Pokemon game I actually completed the Pokédex was Let's Go.
Let's go.
Let's Go Pikachu was the only one I actually finished the Pokédex, including getting Melmetal and Meltank. Yeah, the only reason I got Melmetal was because a friend had it and he traded and trade back. So I got 153 Pokemon.
I would complete the Pokédex for Black and White. The thing is, you need a Fire Red, Leaf Green, and all the Gen 3 games to help you out with that. And if you don't, then I guess completing Heart Gold, Soul Silver about 3 times would help if you want to get all the starters for Kanto and Hoenn. Which, nah. If I'm gonna rent a pirated version of Heart Gold, I'm good. Because let me tell you, I have yet to have a decent experience playing the remakes for Johto. Because every time the 2 playthroughs I've had for the remakes for Johto have been just miserable. Getting super annoyed and frustrated by, oh, you can't go this way, or you can't go that way, and then having opposing trainers crit hit you every battle and every attempt, and being under-leveled for the majority of gym battles.
I'd say... Well, I've never played the remakes of Johto. I've only played the original, which, good experience.
I mean, I'm not gonna say Johto's like the worst thing in Pokemon.
The only problem I legit had with that was that my game glitched, and I restarted like a year later, but my game glitched out because I completed the Lavender Tower. No, not what was it? It was Lavender Tower. I was doing a thing to get Snorlax out of the way for something, and thing
Another
glitched.
annoying element.
Yeah, but I was doing the thing to get Snorlax out of the way, and the game glitched. I did the thing that they wanted me to do, but for some reason, the game went, you don't have it. Like, I could not get the Pokeflute on the radio, and I tried multiple times. I looked on YouTube, and turns out, it just glitched out. So I couldn't.
So essentially, you got soft locked.
Yep. So basically, I just quit for a year.
Wow.
Which pissed me off that day. That day I was like,
all I gotta say, that's much worse than not being able to play the casinos in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, because you're playing on a pirated cartridge from Gamefly. Wow.
alright.
And what else? Besides that, I think the game's much more difficult if you play on pirated cartridge. If I'm correct on that.
I'd say the easiest Pokemon game would have to be Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Get the new one.
Yeah, those are the easiest ones because it's just baby steps. Someone a YouTuber named Arlo tried to defend it, going, well, if you take out your starter, the game's easy. But here's the thing about that. You use your starter, the game is really easy, but I actually never used my starter when I had my Alolan Sand. Second I had my Alolan Sand Slash, and my my Vulpix, like Ninetales, which I traded, I had a breeze. I straight up had a
Had the
breeze.
easy time with it.
So I barely used my Pikachu, but for some reason my Pikachu was still catching up. Like the levels were cracking up for that thing. Never used it much, but that argument was pretty poor. And catching Pokemon is the only way to grind in that game.
Catching them, not
You
battling
cannot
and
battle.
getting
Like you
experience.
can battle trainers, but you cannot rebattle them. It's not like I'm kind of mad that they never brought back the Fixer Seeker. They never do. Like it's so useful. Just bring it back. Rebattle trainers. There you go. But instead, they just you either battle wild Pokemon in other games, or in this one, you just catch them to get combo. You have to catch the same Pokemon over and over again in a combo. Your best ones are to catch are Chanseys. You have to get Chanseys, and those are your best ones to get experience for. And
Replay value's good for you. You need the retrain things, otherwise it's a grind fest of slaughtering countless chances to get any decent amount of experience.
yeah, it's not slaughter, it's just capture. And sometimes they're a little bitch, and they just if even one runs away from you, your combo's ruined, and you have to restart.
Ugh. And what's the chances of them running away?
If you miss like 3 Pokeballs, then your chances are pretty high. Like, first one, okay, missed. Second one, oh, please don't. Third one, oh no, please, just get in. And then you just start spamming the throw. And then you just start spamming the throw.
Shoot.
And then there's this thing where there's mirror, you have to get an excellent. Like, there's this excellent thing where, like, oh, nice throw. Great throw. Excellent throw. It's like a circle. The circle gets smaller as it goes.
So it's like a Mario and Luigi thing.
It's like a Pokemon Go thing.
I never played Pokemon Go. I
never
got into the craze for it. Never went out to my local park with a bunch of other people trying to catch this elusive Pokemon, going into abandoned ditches, those kind of crazy stuff. Never did any of that. Nearly fell off a cliff.
What kind of idiot? I'm sorry, I know that guy's dead. Okay, I apologize. Okay?
Yeah.
I apologize.
Condolences.
Okay? My condolences for you. But look up sometimes.
Get off your phone.
Get off your phone and look up sometimes. Okay? It's...
Bring a buddy with you if you're gonna do that kind of stuff.
Friend. He did. His friend walked off too.
Walked off trying to get the Pokemon himself.
Pikachu.
Dear God. Ugh.
Which makes
sad.
Which made them bring the warning of, hey, if you're gonna play this game, be sure to look at your surroundings, okay?
Just like driving. Don't text while driving. Don't walk while playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I never
in
really
some
found it
way.
crazy. I just kind of like got the game, tried it, and I was like, okay. Again, it's the Fortnite effect with me. I was like, okay, I get it, but oh, well,
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. That's.
I mean, I don't get what everybody's getting at. It's alright.
But the thing that kind of pisses me off is that people who make fun of you for playing Pokemon are not playing it themselves. They're like, ha, you played Pokemon? And then they played this game, and I'm like...
Very hypocritical.
Very hypocritical. And then they just turn away from Pokemon like Sun and Moon, like it's... like it's nothing. Like, to those who fell into Pokemon because of Pokemon Go, like, they legit, like, they didn't make fun of people for it, but they fell into it, and thanks to Pokemon Go, they got into Pokemon. Good for them. Good for them. But for those who just fell into the craze, who made fun of you for playing it themselves and fell out of the craze, you know what? Go screw yourself. You can go screw yourself.
Where were you when it was originally successful back in the 90s with the original Pokemon?
Or where were you when I was just playing it when it was not really that popular, but just kind of playing it because I liked it.
When you had buttons and you battled trainers and you trade Pokemon.
RPG stuff.
Something with a bit more depth.
You know what? Just to bring this up in Pokemon, the thing that I don't like is the argument of why was this Pokemon made? The thing that I hate about it is that, hey, have you ever heard of world building? It exists.
Yeah.
Right? You don't need to like the design of a Pokemon. But when you question the reason of it being there, world building. It's there so it can be. Not every Pokemon is going to be good at competitive stuff. However, they're there because they want... It's the animal kingdom in this world. There's some animals where you won't like the look of them. People don't like snakes, okay? But you know why they're there? Because Mother Nature demands. The reason why
Exactly.
Farfetch'd is in a game is because, well, people, it's just for world building reasons.
And why Trappish and Garbodor and in Unova is that United States, where Unova is based on, we have trash all over the place. We litter, we leave our trash on the side of the curb.
Or
We'll be lucky if we put it in the right place where the dump truck can pick it up. Like in Avengers Endgame, where there's that scene with Ant-Man and that kid, and then around it there's a bunch of trash bags that weren't getting picked up. I don't know, that's my best connection to all that. Kind of comes full circle. Started this whole live stream with us talking about Marvel.
Yeah. Oh no. Make a long story short, we should make a podcast.
Heck yeah.
The thing is, I don't know when.
Yeah. And with me and John, Game Master guys, we were thinking about bringing back their podcast.
Oh shit, the owner of this thing.
Yeah.
I found his channel because it was Pokemon series. Just decided to join his Discord because, why not? I don't have a lot of Discord channels.
Well, you came to the right one, the good one. We got some good people on this server.
Yeah. It's just very quiet sometimes, and then like the reason why
Oh yeah,
I'm not really
like your
active in
voice
it.
calls.
Yeah, so I just kind of hopped into this because you guys were talking, and I was like, ooh, a conversation. And it turns out it's a conversation I like. So that's neat.
Amazing. It's a good first conversation too. First time I met you. This is the kind of conversation we get.
You can be considered my friend on online now.
Heck yeah. I just need to add you on Discord.
Alright.
And we'll follow each other on Twitter, if you got a Twitter. Take it a step further and subscribe to each other's channels, if you got a YouTube channel.
I do, somewhat. It's the same name of, like, basically the same name as my Discord.
That'll be easy. Same for me.
Okay.
So this upcoming week we got EA. EA's first with that kicks off the E3, which I'm glad because gotta start with the worst. First goes worst.
Get it over. Get over
First
the
goes
cringe.
first.
Let's get over the cringe.
Alright, show us your Madden and your FIFA, and let's get this over with. Let's get the real contenders in here after you're done. Let's bring in Microsoft, Sony. Sony's not going to be at this year's E3, but bring in Square Enix, Ubisoft, and Microsoft. The following
you have a
days.
decent following. You do have a decent following.
I've left them hanging for quite a while.
Oh, yeah.
I do need to get back to some more content for my channel.
Knack 2, baby.
That was kind of a one-off thing. Originally, I was planning on actually having that as a full-fledged playthrough, but nah. Game's too boring for that.
Well,
It's just like what Donkey has mentioned about the game. The game is super bland and boring. Well, I don't want to say boring, but it doesn't stand out. It's just a beat 'em up platformer game that is like Mario, but not really Mario. the mascot Knack himself. He's just
There.
just a bunch of
Yeah.
rocks, floating rocks. Are you adding me? Okay. I'm gonna finish up this world and then I'll call it a live stream.
Alright.
Get a good hour and a half of Team Sonic Racing. On
Just
top
giving
of
you
the
my
2.5 hour of
just
Starlink.
Just giving you my channel here so you can subscribe.
Nice. Accept the friend request first. Guess you can already tell what my real name is.
Jack. Yeah, you already. Yeah.
Not very hard to figure out. But hey, I can't forget about my active chat. Shoutouts to Darth. Oh shoot, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Darth. Revcolo, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
That is you.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
Me.
gonna pretend I knew that. Okay.
Yeah, I just showed up just to give you the thing.
Right. I can get like that sometimes, where I don't pick up on something that I'm just now being told of. It can cause some sort of short-term memory loss. Damn, this thing with this Team Sonic Racing, some of these missions kind of go on and on.
How often you guys talk on Discord?
Not as often as I'd like. Well, I'll be lucky if we can get a weekend where everybody's on voice chat talking. Just so happens tonight, me and Ryu were planning on being in a voice chat while I stream, and then that's when the floodgates open. When two people get in, another person goes in, the rest of the server sees that, hey, there's a voice chat with 3 people. I'll join in. So yeah, that's how it escalates to a real full-fledged voice chat. Kind of like a wildfire, but a beautiful one at that.
There you go.
I gotta say though, this year's gonna be flooded with all kinds of racing games, simulators, kart racing games, and all that. And the one thing I've seen, really, you can compare these kart racing games to Mario Kart. Most of them orientate more to the racing, whereas Mario Kart kind of has items as the main focus on those games. Whereas, I guess what I'm getting at is, I like the racing games that focus more on the racing part, rather than a game that's going to be centered around its gimmicks. So with that, I'm really showing my, I'm finding the shortcomings to Mario Kart. Like, Mario Kart could be so much more, but there's a lot of cheese holes, let's just call it that the Mario Kart games miss. Like a simple item balance where you can individually pick what items you want to have when you're racing. Like if you want the option to not have blue shells or not have triple red shells, that's a big one that I think you should have the option to exclude, more so than blue shells in my opinion. Because if you're skilled enough, you can build up to a big enough lead and still tank about maybe 1 or 2 blue shells and still be just as fine. But dealing with second place with triple reds and have them all hit you successfully, then that could be even more powerful than, say, getting hit by 1 single blue shell. And knowing how blue shells work in today's Mario Kart, where they do just as much damage as just any regular red shell or green shell would do.
It's just the classic, finish line thing, and then hit, and then, past you. But the thing is, they could just do the same thing with a red shell, where, it hits you and past you. Or even if you get lucky, hit them with a green shell, it hits you and you pass them. The only difference is that it's got like a spatial thing, so if someone's coming from second place, and is going like, yeah, and then gets hit, they get hit too, and then the person in third place can go in and boom.
Good segue into my next thing. I'm wishing that if they're gonna make another Mario Kart game, they need to make the item balance less scripted and more randomized. As in, it should be less common for a first place that's leading by like a quarter of a lap to get blue shelled or triple red shelled by second place all the time.
I'm kind of sick of the like first place getting the coins, bananas, and green shells. Like, can you like throw in something like maybe just
That's
make it
why
interesting for first place? Because
I'm thinking
first place can just be boring. Like sometimes you want to screw around with the people behind you.
in case of those situations where if you're in second and the first place is gone, you need to give second place, third, fourth, the last place items like the bullet bill, I'd say stars, triple mushrooms, which hey, they're on the right track with that. But I say if you give them a bullet bill in second, I think that would really equalize things.
Oh yeah.
Gold mushrooms in second. More powerful items to help you catch up rather than slow first place down, because basically first place works hard for that lead. I think it'd be more fair if everybody that first place is left a quarter of a lap behind, just have them catch up rather than slow down first.
Right. I agree.
And perhaps well then again, if they do that, then hey, that would make races go by super quickly. If I mean the new Mario Kart game, Mario Kart 8, I mean their races last too long already, so having like a way to that's why you should have an option to increase the race length. So I was really starting to think.
Switch, right?
Yeah, I do. I'm
Okay.
using it right now,
Friend
but
code.
that's why I'm thinking there should be an item where you can add an extra lap to the race. It won't be a super common item, of course. It's gonna be like a top 3, the rarest item you can get in Mario Kart, if that were an item. But, it's an item that you can counteract any lopsided races with first place dominating. Giving an extra lap means, hey, that's another lap around the race that anybody behind you has a chance to reel you back in and challenge you for the lead.
Alright.
I mean, I don't expect the that kind of thing to work, but I find that as an option that the developers at Nintendo can use. But yeah, definitely. Back to my main point of how they should not script the item balance anymore like they did in Deluxe, but rather randomize what happens when, say, if you're dominating a race. Like on top of bombard first with blue shells and triple reds. How about make the rest of the field catch up with gold mushrooms and bullet bills?
Yeah.
Anything to mix up the game would be nice, because I guarantee you, if we have like a session of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, about 70% of those races will be somebody dominating, and then the blue shell and triple reds come out.
Yeah. Yeah.
On top of a game that's being ported, it makes the game feel very, very samey and hurts the game's enjoyability. Well, not enjoyability. The longevity of the game is what I meant to say.
Yeah, I get it. 'Cause, you know, sometimes it's items and all that. Items and all that can be imbalanced.
The items can make the game feel very samey and scripted.
You just get like just kind of boring sometimes. Because sometimes you got like dead last, or sometimes you got dead first, and when you're dead first, despite you winning, sometimes it could just be boring because no one's legitimately challenging you.
It's actually at the point where I'm predicting a game that's supposed to be random, like every race. Like, I'm leading, And it's not a matter of if, but it's when the blue shell strikes.
And even then, it's just like it's funny how predictable first place can be. You're just in front, and you're like, okay, a couple things are gonna happen. Some people are gonna get a red shell, throw it at me, and either if I don't have a banana, I'll get hit. But if I do have a banana or a green shell, I'm set to go. And it's so predictable. You're like, got a banana, got a green shell. Oh look, here's the blue shell.
Defense items.
If I have the box, then if I have the box for the blue shell, then I'm practically set to. But yeah.
That's one big aspect I want to see changed in Mario Kart 9. Another I want to really see is more drifting modes, more ways you can race with your kart. I've always wanted to see all the drifting mechanics that were in Mario Kart. So like say the power sliding and double dash in DS, the current way you drift, like in Mario Kart Wii 7 and 8. But I also want to see the very original way of steering come back as well. Like having all three racing mechanics all brought into one game.
Oh yeah.
Like seeing somebody driving a kart that handles like Super Mario Kart and Mario Kart Super Circuit, racing up against somebody that has a kart like 7 and 8. Like in some way where they can balance that out would be sweet. Like I can imagine the Super Circuit and Mario Kart, the Super Circuit handling karts, we'll just call it that. They're sliding all over the place with how that works, but they're actually the fastest karts if they can get the handling for that down. Of course, now mentioning that, it makes it sound like that would be the most OP thing, but hey, gotta do careful balancing. That's been a really a struggle with Mario Kart, is getting the right balance. Like there's always that one kart combo, or that combination with the character in the kart that's always super unbalanced. But with Mario Kart 8, with the karts and bikes, they got really good with that. But there's always that kart combo, Morton and the Mach 8 or Blue Falcon, that eventually everybody starts using, like in competitive time trials. I rambled there. I went all over the place.
Don't worry about it. I've been listening about like Mario Kart.
But yeah, they do need to reassess their balancing and find new ways and unique ways that they can address that. Then I think while we're on that, making them more difficult to handle, I think it would be much more fun too. I actually got a good kick out of playing Super Mario Kart and Mario Kart Super Circuit. I mean, everybody's complaining about how hard those games are to handle, and how that's the real Achilles heel to the enjoyability for those games. But really, if you can get used to it, it can be very fun to get used to the way those karts handle, and you can get just as much fun out of it if you were to play a newer Mario Kart game. So hey, having a tough handling kart in your Mario Kart game wouldn't hurt at all, actually, if you're a skilled enough player. That's why, hey, you can imagine if, say, Super Mario Kart Super Circuit or Super Mario Kart had the smart steering. It would cater to both the casual and the hardcore players. Yeah. Like, the casual players won't get alienated or discouraged by, hey, this advanced handling race kart. I'll be honest, most of the stuff I mentioned, I've always wanted to start doing video essays, and that's the kind of material that I was hoping to save for those kind of videos. I've never done a video essay. That kind of stuff, you just write a paragraph, and then that's your script. That's what you say in the video. You know, like that's what Arlo used to do. Now he does sort of live commentaries. I guess since you briefly mentioned about Arlo, I actually went to his most recent Arlo Palooza. If you go back to that, you can find actually find me in the photo. Just compare it with what I look like in one of my videos when we have face cam, and then match that with the end photo. And there I am. I had a blast at it, Arlo Palooza. It was a lot of fun. I really wish that I didn't spend too much time doing my own thing, and did more time interacting with the other guests and participants. That's my one bigger regret while I was out there. I spent too much time to myself. I got all summer and fall to right that wrong.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna like last year back in high school. Back in high school in grade 11. I graduated high school. It's like 2 years ago. I deleted all of my YouTube videos because I was like not proud of it. I was young and I was also not proud of it. And I just had no idea what to do for YouTube. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna restart and do something new. You know?
Yeah.
Try something more interactive with the people. Try like doing some debates or podcasts. So I feel like a debate and podcast because it's starting to get up there. Debates and podcasts are starting to get up there with YouTube.
Yeah, I think the trick is try to find something that you can say is unique, or something that very few people have done. Like podcasts is a good thing to do.
Podcasts, debates, you know, people are into that, and sometimes they like listening to it while they play games, or that's what gets views. Like stuff, like make stuff that people will listen to while they play games or go to sleep or take a shit, you know.
Right.
But they'll still listen to it. Or sometimes.
Doing a basic Let's Play where it's this and that can get really difficult.
Doing a Let's Play, because like people will do the same thing with Let's Plays, but it's kind of hard to do.
Yeah. That's an overflooded market.
Yeah, it's an overflooded market. It's starting to die a little. It's starting to die little by little, and like podcasts are rising like slowly and under the radar. Drama chat, like the tops are like kind of like commentaries. Commentaries are taking it now. Like before it was like gaming. Gaming was taking the outlet of YouTube, but now it's kind of like commentaries with gaming stuff, or without gaming stuff. So either way, you kind of need to do the commentary market. That's where it's at. Or do the podcast/debate market, where it's slowly rising to.
Podcast, commentaries, video essays, all that. That's where you can really make unique videos, is having your own opinions that hopefully aren't borrowed from most other say-soers.
And then when you say something that lashes out at another YouTube, somewhat small, who's small too, then it becomes a big deal. That's what I've seen in smaller commentaries. Smaller commentary channels are really like, they're really just out for each other, you know?
Yeah.
Like when it comes to the big ones, like really big ones, like they're just doing some, like they're just poking fun at some stuff, or they're actually doing some stuff. While the small commentaries, they're like offering criticism to smaller channels that are the same size as them, which is why they don't really grow much. They don't grow much because they have 2K subscribers, and they're giving criticism to subscribers that people have like 800. You know,
You definitely gotta go.
You gotta go like higher.
All you're really doing is giving who you're talking about publicity.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of those commentaries are not really that good.
A lot of pauses, a lot of
that. But sometimes like
a lot of rice gumming.
But a lot of the well-respected commentators, small ones, like there's like the Ryan Reynolds, or Rachel as preferred now, because the person's trans now that I just mentioned. So names are Rachel. Some dude named
Okay.
Kai, whatnot. They're small YouTubers, but they're like well respected. Like they have 2K or like between like 1K to 10K. They have well respected in their small community. However, like they're running out of stuff to commentate on. They don't know what to commentate on, so they take a long time to find something and edit something. You know?
I don't think it's as simple as take a game, give it your honest opinions, and see if you can't stretch out an hour conversation on it, like what we just did.
But the thing is, with the difference with us is that if we do, like what we're doing is kind of different. We're not really offering a commentary. We're offering a podcast. And podcasts kind of go on and bring up topics, and people like listening to it. Like I just said, I'm repeating myself, which you don't want to do. Don't really repeat yourself. That's kind of like the difference I'm starting to notice with a lot of
And
this
keep a very structural conversation too, or commentary. Don't ramble like I think I've done a couple times tonight.
We've both been rambling.
Where one stretch of discussions doesn't lead to another.
Which is why I feel like if we're gonna do this, we gotta like be focused. Write down the topics. Yeah. All right. Keep an eye.
Don't
on
lose
them.
track of what you're saying.
Yeah. Don't lose track. And there you go. Because what we've been doing is that we've been talking about stuff, and then we've been slowly like, it's something I do a lot. Is like I'll talk about something, and then I'll randomly mention something, or like you'll do the same. You'll randomly mention, and we'll dive down that topic and abandon the one we were just talking about.
Right.
Which is something we can't really do.
I don't know. That's something you gotta lay off. You gotta finish. It's like a meal. You gotta finish it. I think I'm doing like the last Grand Prix in this chapter. Finish up this chapter. We get a stopping point. It is half till 1 a.m.
It is 1:24 right now.
So an hour difference for you.
What time is it for you?
12:24. I'm a Pacific Coast guy. You guys have very good maple cookies. My parents went over to, I forget was it Vancouver? I think it was Vancouver.
Oh, Vancouver has that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm Alberta, so Alberta is not really the best. Like, it's not a touristy place. Touristy places are like British Columbia and Ontario and Quebec. Those are the three places where you want to visit. Everything
They're
else
considering
is
going
just kinda,
all the way to Quebec.
Everything else is kind of like farmland or something. There's some things to visit in Calgary and Edmonton. There's some things to visit there, like the mall in Edmonton or Calgary's.
Hockey.
Yeah, and Calgary's other stuff. Like Calgary has some stuff, but other than that, just visit like BC, Ontario, Quebec.
Yeah. I actually went to BC last year. But I went to a cruise that took us to Alaska, and we were able to stop by Canada on the way. It was pretty sweet. It was the first time I really used a passport. Or no, second time. The other time was I went to Baja California, Mexico.
I've only been on the plane to go to two separate places. I've been to Vancouver and Las Vegas. I've only been to America once. Las Vegas. Other than that, it was just kind of going around Alberta.
That was Las Vegas.
In a car.
How's Las Vegas?
Las Vegas was okay, you know.
Not too hot.
Pretty well.
Didn't visit during the summer, did you?
We visited during the summer, so it was hot. And we were Canadians, so it's not. We're used to the cold, so we were not.
Very different down here.
Yeah, very different down in Florida. Yeah. So
That
Vegas
is where Vegas is from.
wherever that is. We just kind of like, we were just kind of heating up. But other than that, we just kind of have a good time, noticing the nice places. We went to this one magician, David Copperfield. He was okay. Like, I've seen better magicians. He brought this.
I need it.
Like a good. There was one good one where he had this thing with a car, but there was just the rest was just kind of. He brought like an alien thing, and time travel, which made me go, "What the hell are you doing? What? An alien and time travel thing? What the hell?" Yeah, but everything else was fun.
That's good. Vegas is known for its shows and casinos. More so the shows.
Oh yeah. But damn, did I see a lot of casinos.
Yeah.
And get like, what was it? I was my
Definitely,
My,
this is not a place I'd like to stick around for not too long.
my mom went.
I can move out. I'll get out of here, Vegas.
You're in Vegas currently?
Yeah, I live in Vegas.
Yeah, my mom and aunt like they were just kind of like in a casino. Well, that casino, like they were in the basement part of the hotel we were at. Not basement. Jesus, hard to say. They were just downstairs where the casino, like the gambling parts are, and they just saw some dude like gamble $300 and lose.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
They just watched. They were just going for a smoke because you know you can smoke there in the the casino. So
You win some, you lose some.
they just saw some dude just bet $300 and lose. Good job.
Rather
Dumbass.
not win anything than risk the chance of losing something.
I remember watching some dude lose like $500 in Edmonton. Like we were just at this festival, and there was this one gambling place, and this one dude just was putting down money left and right, and I'm like, I was just looking at him like,
Stop.
"You're an idiot! Just this is a carnival. You're supposed to go on the rides and play some small little carnival games, not gamble all your money on something that you're most likely gonna lose at."
Exactly. Oh, carnival games can be rigged sometimes too. The last one I went to, there's this one carnival game you're supposed to throw the baseball as hard as you can. I swear, I threw the ball much harder than, let's say, 40 miles per hour. I should be up there in the 70s. So that's my opinion. Carnival games nowadays are rigged. You should be very careful in which one you choose, so you can get the most out of it. There's a shooting gallery where it used to be BB gun. I think that was the best carnival game.
I think carnival games that
there.
you should go for an hour, just kind of like the water squirting ones or the balloon, like toss a dart.
Even those ones can be rigged.
Yeah, even those ones
Like
can be rigged, but like,
I'm
those
squirting.
are like your best chanced ones. Those are just
I'm squirting the water through the hole more than this little girl to me on the right, but the carnival game tender there just played favors to the little girl and gave her the stuffed animal because she's a little girl and priorities are to them.
Yeah.
Not the one who actually won the game.
Yeah. I think I'm the carnival stuff. I'm not really like big on carnival games. You know, I usually just watch people, but if you ever just want to get something for your girlfriend, just
I'm all
win
for
one.
carnival games. Just don't rig
Yeah,
them.
but
Make them
just-
fair, for crying out loud.
If you want to win something for your girlfriend, but she won't blame you for it because you know you both know it was rigged, then there. Other than that, just don't. I'm just not with carnival games. That's the one thing I just am not with.
Well, when you bring this aspect up, it could be a good place to have a date.
Yeah, but I'm all for like going on rides and stuff.
The movie
going-
theater is also a good
Go
alternative
on rides,
as well.
go on a theater, go on a walk. You know, go get some ice cream, go get some like just food in general. You know, anything's better than going to a carnival game, just losing.
Yeah. I think we gotta start wrapping things up.
Yeah, I was...
Finish up that.
Alright. Yeah. Well, now I'm just gonna go to bed, so...
Whoa! 4 hours of streaming!
Alright.
I think I'll do more of that. I gotta do more of this. This is fun.
Oh, yeah.
Stream some Starlink, more Team Sonic Racing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really thinking about... I'm not gonna go to the eShop. What if I show my payment information there? But get more games on here and stream them to you guys.
Well, I just gave you my friend code. Just in case you want to
plug your
stream some,
channel.
like Mario Kart or something.
Everybody's here. Yeah, I'd love for some Mario Kart.
Or we can do like like what other games do you have?
The less stressful kind.
What other games do you
Smash
have?
Brothers. No, that's not multiplayer. Mario Odyssey is not a multiplayer game.
Well, you
Puyo
can
Tetris. This is a very lackluster library.
Hmm.
Only saying that because E3.
Oh, yeah.
This year's E3's got to be big. Like
Hopefully.
this is the year Nintendo needs to go all out.
'Cause
Try
last
and
year
match
they
what they
didn't
did in
go out.
2017.
Last year they were out. Well, this year they have to be out.
Yeah, they kind of exhausted all their stuff from 2017, so 2018 they really...
They were just
Were a
like,
little
here's
light.
some Smash stuff, and here's some Octopath Traveler stuff, but that's it.
Yeah.
And
This
Fortnite.
year better be...
And Fortnite.
Yeah. Gotta pick things back up this year. Alright, everybody. Whoever's still live and watching, hope you guys enjoy this ginormously long stream. If you're watching it sometime after it's up, when it's archived, hey, thanks for sticking about while you guys are listening to this in the background while doing homework or grinding for little thingies in Sonic Adventure 2 for your chows.
Whatever RPG you're playing.
Just taking a wild guess on what you're grinding for in the game while you're listening to this in the background. But
Alright.
thank you for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic night. I'm totally stealing Some Call Me Johnny's outro. But it's okay because they'll never catch me stealing stuff. Because they gotta find me first.
Which they never will.
Well, unless if I blow up one day. I mean, 10 years on YouTube, you'd think if it takes even twice as long, I mean, eventually you gotta blow up if you're gonna be on YouTube for this long, right?
Oh, yeah. You gotta
Yeah.
at least get a good fan base for like 100k, 10k.
Baby steps first.
A
Good night,
baby step
everybody.
is like 10k.